Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful bell hand crochet top with a little split on the side. This top is very easy and beginner friendly, and if you're new here, I make crochet tutorials, very easy crochet tutorials. So kindly like, comment, share, and most importantly subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. To start, you're going to be needing lightweight yarn, so you can use any lightweight yarn of your choice, a 2mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, darning needle to weave in your ends, and stitch markers. So to start, we are going to be making the front panel, then we'll go ahead and make the back panel, join it on the sides, leave the space, and then we'll go on to the arms. So I'm going to demonstrate how I got the front and back panel, and I'll start doing the arms on camera. So we are going to start with the front panel, and for the front panel I chained 97 plus 3 chains, giving me 100 chains. So you can measure your bars, divide it by 2, and you make chains long enough to that measurement, and you add an additional 3. So for demonstration purpose, I'm going to be making 57 plus 3, giving me 60 chains. You start by making a slip knot. So go ahead and make your number of chains, and I'm making when I have my 60 chains, and you can go along with my measurement. Mine is a size small, so you can also crochet 100 chains if you want to go along with my measurements. So I'm back and I have my 60 chains. So to go on to row 1, I'm going to yarn over, skip 3 stitches, 1 2 3, and into the 4th stitch you're going to go in there with a double crochet. So you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2 loops, and pull through 2 loops. So these are the 3 stitches we skipped counts as a double crochet. So now I'm going to yarn over, skip 2 stitches, so 1 2, into the 3rd stitch we're going to go in there with a double crochet. Chain 1 and go into that same stitch with a double crochet. This is it. So to move on, we are going to skip 2 stitches again, 1 2, and into the 3rd stitch you're going to go in there with a double crochet. So what we are making is called a V stitch. So I'm going to be using the V stitch for now. So you're going to make a V stitch in here. So you make 1 double crochet, chain 1, and into that same space you go in there with a double crochet again, making a V. That's how you call it, a V stitch. So you yarn over, chain 2, skip 2, 1 2, to the 3rd chain. Sorry my camera is not really stable. 3rd chain, go in there, make a double crochet, and you make a V stitch. So go ahead and repeat this till you get to the end of your row, and I'll show you what to do. So I'm at the end of row 1 and I'm left with 4 stitches at the end, so I'm going to double crochet into the 3rd stitch, meaning I'm skipping 2 stitches, 1 2 3. Into the 3rd stitch I'm going to double crochet, and I'm going to ignore the last stitch, so that means I don't have a stitch there anymore. For row 2, chain up 2, turn your work, double crochet into the double crochet space, this space. Okay, now you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1 2 3, and into the 3rd one you're going to go in there with a double crochet, making a V stitch. So you chain up 1 and go into the same space with a double crochet, yarn over, skip 2 stitches, 1 2, and in the 3rd stitch make a V stitch. So we are going to repeat this to go all the way down, and I'll show you what to do when you get to the end. So go ahead and repeat this. Just skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch you make your double crochet, chain 1, and you make another double crochet in the same space, which is also known as a V stitch. I'm at the end of row 2, and after I'm done with my last V stitch, I'm going to skip 1, and into the last stitch I'm going to make a double crochet. So this is what our row 2 looks like. So you chain up for row 3, chain up 2, 1, 2, and repeat row 2. So you just make a double crochet in the double crochet space and skip 1, 2, 3. Into the third chain you put a V stitch and then repeat. So we are going to be repeating row 2 till we have 27 rows. So go ahead and repeat till you have 27 rows, and if you want your top to be longer, you add more rows to it, and I'll meet you when you have your 27 rows. So I'm going to add my last row, and I'll demonstrate how I got the V part of my neck of my top. So let me finish up row 3, and I'll demonstrate how to do that for how to get your V neck. So we are going to, for the V-neck part, you're going to divide the top into 2, and then you mark the middle. So I have 8 stitches on the left and 8 stitches on the right, and for the actual top I had 8 V stitches. So for the actual top I had 15 V stitches on the right and 15 V stitches on the left. So we are going to continue our row normally. So remember, this is row 28. So you're going to make your normal V stitches till you get to row 27, and for row 28 you're going to be doing this. So when you're done with row 27, divide the top into 2, mark your middle part, and then continue till you get to the V stitch. So I'm going to continue till I get to my V stitch. So this is my chain 2, double crochet in the double crochet space, skip 2, in the third chain, third stitch, you make a V stitch. So go ahead and do that till you get to the mark space, and I'll show you what to do. So I'm almost at where I marked my top, where I divided my top into 2. So we are going to be decreasing from here. So you're going to count 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch, so that means you are skipping 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th stitch you make a double crochet, chain up 2, turn your work, and you skip 4 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th stitch you make your V stitch, and you repeat that to the end of the row. So go ahead and rewind it till you get it, and I'm going to finish up this row and go back down and show you what to do. So you're going to be repeating the decrease process till you get to row 47. So you chain up 2, turn your work, repeat what you are doing. Just repeat it till you get to your decreased space. So I'm at my decrease space. I'm going to finish up my V stitch, and I'm going to skip 3 stitches, and into the 4th stitch I'm going to go in there. So 1 2 3, into the 4th stitch, go in there with a double crochet, chain 2, turn your work and do that decrease again. So 1 2 3, into the 4th stitch, go in there with a double crochet, and you make your V stitch. So go ahead and repeat this. So as you are doing, you'll be getting a V stitch down there. So this is how the top looks like. Let me show you how the actual top looks like. So this is what we are trying to achieve. So go ahead and repeat this till you have 47 rows in total. So I'm going to finish this up, and after the 47th row we are going to stop decreasing and do our normal V stitches for till we get to row 54. That's when we are going to end our top. Assuming this is my 46th stitch, not 47th, because you are going to stop decreasing at 47. So this is my last decrease, which is row 46. I'm going to decrease again, 1 2 3, into the 4th stitch, 1 2 3, into the 4th stitch, you make a double crochet, chain up 2. So when you turn your work, instead of skipping 3 stitches, 1 2 3, and going into the 4th 3 stitches, sorry, 1 2 3 4, and going into the 4th stitch with a double crochet. Mind you that half double crochet, the space under the half double crochet is 1 stitch, the second one is 2 stitches. Sorry, my camera is not stable. 2 in the chain, 1 is 3, and then this last V is 4. So after you're done decreasing, turn your work for row 47. Instead of decreasing, you're going to go and start the row as you did normally for the down parts. You're going to make a double crochet in the double crochet space, skip 2 stitches, 1 2, and in the 3rd stitch make a V stitch. So this is very easy and self-explanatory. So you're going to repeat this till you have 54 rows in total. That's what I did for my top. And you can, for the base, if you want your top to be longer or shorter, just add or remove extra rows. So after you're done with this, go ahead and then cut off your yarn, and then start doing this. Do the same thing for this side. So go ahead and rewind till you get what I was trying to explain to you. So after you are done, you do the same thing for the other side, and you would have your front panel. So we are going to be doing the back panel. So for the back panel, we are going to be chaining 100 again for the back panel. So I'm going to use this same base as my back panel. So I'm going to unravel this. I'm going to complete this row. So I'll meet you when I'm done completing this row, and I'll demonstrate how I achieved my back panel. So this is my back panel. This is how my back panel looks like from the shoulder part. So I'll just demonstrate how I did the shoulder part. So go ahead and chain. If you are going along with my measurement, go ahead and chain 100. And if you are going along with your measurements, go ahead and chain the same number of chains you started with for your front panel. Do the same thing for the back panel. So I'll meet you when I'm done with this. So this is my back panel, assuming this is my back panel. So for the actual top, the main top, I crocheted out to 49 rows. And on the 49th row, I decided to mark 7 stitches away from the end for both sides. And in this case, I marked only 5 stitches away. So 5 V stitches away. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm counting the V stitches to help me mark my top easily. So this is also 5 V stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the actual top, you crochet up to row 49, and on the 49th row you mark 7 stitches away from the end, like what I've done in this top. So for row 50, so for those going along with me, you're going to do what I said. For row 49 you mark, and for row 50 you chain up 2. And those who use their use different measurements or different number of rows for the front panel, you're going to follow the same thing that you did for the back panel. So I hope you get what I mean. So you're going to yarn over, and then you crochet. You make your normal V stitches till you get to your marked end, and then we are going to decrease. So I'm going to do that so I get to my marked stitch. So I'm at my mark stitch. I'm going to do my last V stitch. So we are going to decrease. So you can remove the stitch marker here. So yarn over, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch you're going to make a double crochet, chain up 2, turn your work, skip 3 stitches again, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch you make a V stitch and continue. So you're going to repeat the same decrease process you did. The way I taught you for the front panel, that's the same way you're decreasing for the back panel. So you're going to be doing this till you get to row 54, and you end there just like the way we ended our front panel on row 54. So after you're done, you end on row 54, cut off your yarn, come to this end, and then repeat what you did for this part. So now we are done with our front and back panel. We are going to join the side. I'm going to join the sides of our top. So to join our top, we are going to measure the arm part, which is equal to 8 inches. I've already joined my top with a single crochet. I believe all of you know how to do that. So this is 24 stitches down, 24 rows down, and this is 20 rows down. So I let us place. You can join your top from the shoulder to the end, but I decided to leave this part out. So that's also equal to 6 inches. And you do the same thing for the other side, and you cut off your, when you're done, you cut off your yarn, and you do the same thing for the other side. And don't cut off your yarn, we're going to join our arm part. So go ahead and join, and I'll meet you when you're done with yours. Sorry, I forgot to mention, we are going to join the shoulder parts first. And you're going to join the shoulder parts first. So just make a slip knot and join with a single crochet before you join this part, your shoulder part. So as you are counting, you count for this side and you count for this side, and you place a stitch marker there to make it easier for you to join the tops together. So after you're done joining your top, make sure the good side is facing you, and you chain 1, and you go all the way around with a single crochet. I've already went ahead to make my single crochet, so just chain 1 and go all the way around with a single crochet. So this is how the top looks like. So after you're going all the way around with your single crochet, I'm going to make my last single crochet, slip stitch into the very first single crochet. So for row 2, chain up 2, 1, 2, double crochet into the same double crochet space, chain up 1, and then double crochet into that same chain 1 space, making your V stitch. So now I'm going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and make a V stitch into your next third chain, and then continue to make a V stitch. So skip 2, make your V stitch. So go ahead and go all the way around till you get to your chain 2 space, and I'll show you what to do when you get here. So I'm at the end of row 1. Our single crochet doesn't count as a row, so I'm at the end of row 1, and I'm left with my last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 2 and go into the third chain. I'm supposed to be left with my last 3 stitches, but I have a 4th one, so I'm going to ignore it. So skip 2 stitches, double crochet into the third stitch, and then slip stitch into the chain 2 space into the chain 2. So for row 2, chain up 2, turn your work, and skip where we are going to normally do a double crochet in here, and into the next space make a V stitch. So I have my V stitch, and you repeat your V stitches. Skip 2, make V stitch into the third chain. So go ahead and then finish row 2, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2 to show you how to end row 2. So I'm at the end of row 2, and I'm left with my last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So double crochet into the last stitch, and then you slip stitch into the chain 2. Slip stitch into the chain 2, chain up 2, turn your work, and you repeat row 2 to have 50 rows in total. So guys, I'm back and I have 40 rows in total. So after you have your 40 rows, for row 41 we are going to be increasing. So you chain up 2, turn your work for row 41, and we are going to be making 4 V stitches, and in the first V stitch we increase. So go ahead and make 4 V stitches. So I have 3 V stitches, and I'm doing my 4th V stitch. So in the first V stitch we are going to increase. So you yarn over and make a normal V stitch into that V stitch, and you are going to make another V stitch into the same hole. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, and you make a V stitch, having 2 V stitches into the same space. So this is how we'll be increasing. So go ahead, and then after you're done, you're going to make 7 V stitches again before we increase again. So this is 1, sorry, I mean 4 V stitches. 2, 3, 4, and then 4, and we are going to increase again. So to increase, you're going to make a normal V stitch into the first stitch, and you're going to make a second V stitch into the same stitch. So go ahead and repeat this to at the end of row 41, and I'll show you what to do at row 42. So I'm at the end of row 41. You make a slip stitch, chain up 2, and turn your work. So for row 42 we are going to be going all around with our V stitches without increasing. So you start normally with your V stitch, and over here you make a V stitch on the V stitch. That counts as skipping 3 chains too. So and then you make another V stitch, so this is how to crochet on your increase. Just make a V stitch on the second V stitch, and then the 4th V stitch, and I'll demonstrate how to make your V stitches without increasing. So we are at our increase stitch. Going to make a V stitch here. And you make another V stitch on the second V stitch. So go ahead and finish row 42, and I'll meet you at the end of row 42 to continue with row 43. So I'm at the end of row 42 and I'm going to finish up. Chain up 2, turn your work. And for row 43, we are going to be making 8 V stitches before we increase. So you make 8 V stitches, then you increase. So I'm going to be making my 8 V stitches. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 V stitches. And then we are going to increase just like we did on row 41. So we're going to make 2 V stitches into the same stitch. So this is our first V stitch and our second V stitch to the same space. So go ahead and repeat this. So you make 8 V stitches and you increase in the 9th V stitch. So for row 43 you make 8 V stitches and so for row 43 you make 8 V stitches, then you increase. So go ahead and I'll meet you at the end of row 44. So I'm at the end of row 43. So for row 44 you chain up 2, turn your work, and we are not going to be increasing for row 44. So go ahead and make your V stitches all the way around without increasing. So after you're done with row 44, I'll be placing the measurements on the screen. Then I'll be placing what you do for every row on the screen till you get to row 65. So go ahead and then make V stitches all around without increasing on row 44. And I'll give the rest of the instructions off on the screen, and I'll go ahead and finish mine. So I have 65 rows in total for the arm. So go ahead and do that and follow the rest of the instructions. Once you're done with your 65 rows, chain 1, cut off your yarn, and repeat the same thing for the other side. So for the other side, I'm going to demonstrate how you attach your yarn. Make a slip knot, and you attach your yarn from the hand side, the armpit side. Set your hook in there. Chain up 1 and go all the way around with a single crochet. So repeat the same thing that you did for the side. So make 40 rows in total, and then you add your bell hands with the increasement. So guys, I'm done with my hands on both sides, and the measurements is almost 21 inches. So I went ahead and then inserted my chain at the next side over here, went round with a single crochet, made a slip stitch, chain up 2, went around with a double crochet and slip stitched, and then chain 1 and cut off my yarn. So the next side is optional. If you try on your top and you feel like the neck area is okay. I decided to add it because it was going off the shoulder a little bit, and I decided to add this and then beads, and it turned out great. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.